good jobs to create, and we've got too much homegrown energy to generate. We've got more young people to send to college and more good schools to build and more good teachers to hire. We've got more troops to bring home and more veterans to take care of. And we've got more doors of opportunity to open to everybody, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Native American, disabled, not disabled, gay, straight, anybody who's willing to work hard and believes in America. We've got to open those doors.
Shasky, our 8th grade history teacher. When were you born?
I was born in March of 1962 when President Kennedy was president.
Okay. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in the Bay Area.
What is your current job?
My current job is teaching 8th grade history to very intelligent 8th graders here at Renaissance Academy.
Involved in this event?
Which event are you talking about?
The election of Barack Obama.
Yes, I actually was. I worked on his campaign in 2008.
What were you doing during the election of Barack Obama?
I did a couple of things. Here in San Jose and Palo Alto, they had phone banks where you could go and phone voters in other states to see if they had questions about Barack Obama and answer those questions. So I did that a number of times. But I also drove from here all the way over to Nevada, to Carson City, which is the capital of Nevada, 3 different times to go from door to door, knocking on people's doors, and kind of the same thing, seeing if they had questions about then he was candidate Obama, or making sure that they were planning to go out to vote, or on the day of the election I went to people's houses to make sure that they had actually gone out to vote. So I went 3 separate times.
What do you remember about the election of Barack Obama?
I remember it being really, really exciting. I'd never worked on a campaign before, so I was really motivated by, I think, some of the ideas that he had. I also remember how exciting it was to get up. I would get up, like, to drive to Nevada. I would get up at, like, 4 in the morning on a Saturday and pick up some people who were also going, and we'd kind of caravan over. And it was a really long and exhausting day, knocking on people's doors. And we'd finish up, like, after dark. And it was really exhausting, but it was also really exciting work to do.
Do you care about the election of Barack Obama, and why?
Do I care about the election back then? Back then? Well, yeah, of course I cared about it, because that's why I got involved. I thought it was, of all the different candidates in the Republican and Democratic Party, that he was the one that I thought had the best ideas for our country. And so that's why I was motivated to work on this campaign.
How does this event affect you?
How did it affect me back then, or how did it affect me today? Both. Back then, I think it just affected me in that it got me involved in kind of politics and campaigns more than I ever had before. I was also able to meet lots of people, one of whom invited me to go back to Washington, D.C. for the inauguration of Barack Obama. So, I mean, there were a lot of people there, but I was actually at the inauguration in Washington, D.C., which was pretty exciting because that was kind of a historical moment. And today, I mean, I think I'm still interested in politics and stuff. It's not as exciting now because, lots of the ideas and hopes that I think people had for Barack Obama are, like, he hasn't been able to do all the things that he would want to do because not all of the people in Washington, D.C. have the same mindset that he does, and so, there's disagreements and stuff. So that's a little frustrating, but I'm still following politics a lot.
What were your emotions in the election of Barack Obama?
The night of, well, if you ever look up on Google that little speech that I gave after he was elected, I gave a speech to about 500 campaign workers telling them what I did. The night of his election was really emotional. We had worked all day. We'd been up like before sunrise, and we worked all day knocking on people's doors, making sure that they were out and voting. And when the polls closed, we went to like a sports bar or something like that to watch the election results. And when he was finally elected, man, the whole place just exploded, and people were hugging each other, and some people were crying. And then he came out and gave this speech, which is just a speech I will never forget. And man, I just had goosebumps, as he was speaking, and knowing that I had helped, this to happen. I mean, in a very small way, but I had helped to make that happen was kind of exciting. You're welcome. Thank you.